Emma had always been drawn to the forest, its quiet beauty and endless mystery pulling her in like a secret waiting to be discovered. That evening, as the sun sank low on the horizon and painted the sky in strokes of gold and violet, she wandered farther than she ever had before. Each step took her deeper into the maze of towering pines, where the air was cool, the shadows stretched long, and the path behind her slowly disappeared. She did not notice at first how far she had gone, how the familiar trail had vanished beneath her feet. All she knew was the thrill of adventure, the enchantment of birdsong, and the way the leaves whispered softly above her. Like the forest itself was alive, but enchantment soon turned into unease. The light faded faster than she expected. The trees grew denser and the silence became heavy. A sudden realization struck her heart. She was lost. Her chest tightened as she turned in circles, searching for something familiar, but every direction looked the same. Tall trunks loomed like silent guardians, their branches clawing at the dusky sky. Fear crept in slowly, not with screams but with whispers, reminding her that the forest was vast, unforgiving, and far removed from the comfort of home. She tried to calm herself, telling her racing mind that she only needed to retrace her steps, that the path must be near, that she had not gone too far. But when she walked, she found nothing. When she stopped, the silence pressed harder. Then came the sound that shattered everything, the sharp, terrifying crack of wood snapping. Emma's breath caught as the wind shifted, carrying with it a smell she recognized but wished she hadn't. Smoke. At first it was faint, a whisper on the air, but then it grew stronger, filling her nose, burning her throat. She turned her head and saw it, dark, curling smoke rising above the trees, illuminated by a sinister glow that flickered like the heartbeat of something alive. The forest was burning. Panic surged through her as she stumbled backward, her eyes wide with horror. The fire was not distant. It was spreading fast, its hungry flames racing across the dry ground, devouring everything in their path. The crackle of burning wood grew louder, fierce and unrelenting, until it roared like a beast set free. Heat pressed against her skin, making her sweat, making her lungs ache with every breath. She tried to run, but the fire moved faster. Each turn led to another wall of smoke, another burst of flame, until the world around her became a cage of fire. Her heart pounded wildly, her legs trembled, and the weight of helplessness sank deep into her bones. She screamed for help, her voice breaking through the chaos, but only the forest answered with the crack and crash of trees collapsing into flame. For the first time in her life, Emma felt the raw edge of despair. Lost, surrounded and trapped in a blazing inferno, she knew that the forest she once loved now held her captive. And she did. She clung to his hand, to his words, to the unshakable courage radiating from him. Together they fought against the chaos, against the choking darkness and the merciless flames. until the wall of fire slowly thinned. And then, like a miracle, the forest opened ahead into a clearing where the cool night air rushed toward them, washing away the suffocating heat. They stumbled forward until the grass, beneath their feet, replaced the burning ground, until the glow of the inferno was behind them instead of around them. Emma collapsed onto the earth, coughing and gasping, her chest on fire with exhaustion, but alive. He sank beside her, his face streaked with sweat, his arm singed and trembling, yet his grip on her hand had never faltered. He had carried her through the nightmare, defying the flames with nothing but his will. The night air felt like a blessing, cool against their burned skin, heavy with the scent of grass and soil instead of smoke. Emma lay on the ground, her chest rising and falling in desperate gasps, her body trembling from exhaustion and fear. Her eyes watered, not only from the sting of the smoke, but from the weight of everything that had just happened. For long, agonizing moments, she had believed the forest would be her grave. Yet here she was, alive, because of the man who now sat slumped beside her, his breaths ragged, his clothes torn, his arm blistered from the fire. She turned her head and looked at him, really looked at him, and the realization struck with overwhelming force. He had risked everything for her. A stranger, someone who owed her nothing, had charged into a raging inferno simply because she was trapped. Her throat tightened as gratitude and awe welled inside her. Words seemed too small, too fragile to carry the weight of what she felt. Yet she forced them out through trembling lips. "You saved me," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the crackle of fire still raging behind them. He met her gaze, his eyes tired yet steady, carrying a quiet strength that spoke louder than anything he could say. A faint, almost broken smile curved his lips. "No one deserves to be left behind," he murmured, as if that simple truth was enough to explain his bravery, enough to explain why he had chosen to step into danger when he could have walked away. Emma felt her heart twist, not in fear this time, but in something deeper, something born of the bond forged in fire and desperation. She realized that courage was not loud, not wrapped in glory or shouts of triumph. Courage was this, an unshakable will to stand between danger and another soul, even when the cost was pain and scars. They sat in silence, the chaos of the burning forest behind them, the sky above scattered with stars that seemed almost too peaceful for what they had just endured. The night was alive with the sounds of fire engines in the distance, of voices calling out, of help finally arriving, but for Emma, the world had narrowed to this one moment. This one person who had turned the impossible into hope. Her hand still rested in his, and she didn't let go. The fire had threatened to consume her, but in its place, it had given her something unexpected, a connection, fragile yet powerful, with the man who had chosen to risk his life so hers could continue. She looked at him with tear-filled eyes, her voice steadier this time. "I won't forget this. I won't forget you." And she knew she meant it, because some moments etch themselves so deeply into the heart that they change everything. And this night, this rescue, this bond of courage carved in the flames, would stay with her forever. Please click subscribe to our channel. We have more stories coming as soon. Miss any new stories? Thank you for listening.